For most of my life, I was a very devout, proud Muslim, and I grew up in a faith that was far different than Christianity. I spent my time engaging non-Muslims of every stripe, whether they were Christians or Jews or Hindus or Buddhists or atheists, over whether or not their worldviews were true and mine was true. And I would challenge them and say, your worldview is false, but Islam is true. But then I encountered some challenges myself. People were challenging me back and saying, maybe you should consider the gospel. Now, I didn't go easily. It took me 9 years of searching, of asking those why questions, to finally see that the gospel actually answers all of our important why questions in ways that touched my mind and my heart. My book, Grand Central Question, is both for the believer in Christ and for the person still asking those why questions. And so many people are asking those why questions. Secular humanists, for example, are trying to find out what are the foundations for human dignity, value, and purpose, but without God. Pantheists, whether they're Hindus and Buddhists to Scientologists and New Agers, are asking how do we deal with or escape suffering while claiming that suffering is only an illusion. And then Muslims are asking how do we worship a God who is truly great, but a God who is distant and unknowable or not relatable. These are valid questions. They're the right questions. They're grand central questions. I think Christians sometimes are afraid to engage in these discussions with non-Christians for fear of sounding arrogant or close-minded because they're saying their way is the only way. I've found some of the more profound relationships I've ever had are with people with whom I disagree very, very much. And we've had wonderful conversations, and I hope Grand Central Question will foster those conversations so that they're more meaningful, they're deeper. These are the most important issues we can face. And I think if we can offer these answers to non-Christians in a way that affirms their question, their Grand Central Question, but says the gospel can offer you an answer to that question, we affirm them in their quest while giving them a substantive answer in the gospel.